Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raids Offense. Today we are covering the recently completed Astra season, and I gotta say, my season was incredibly weird. It's kinda like the game just decided, you know what, we probably don't need to give this guy difficult maps, right? And then proceeded to give me one of the easiest lineups I've ever seen in a single Astra season, including 2 maps on the penultimate day of the season where I had fort advantage. So, I don't know. It was weird. We're still going to be showcasing 2 of those maps here today, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. The first map is a box-style setup. Well, box-ish. It's a little more spaced out than you might expect out of a box setup. Regardless, the map seems to rely heavily on the sheer power of the 3 houses Choose Your Legends units to get by. I suppose that could work in some scenarios, but I do see a couple big structural weaknesses. The first one is over at the edge of Dimitri and Azura's range. You can place a solid tank there. I mean, ideally green for the color advantage, but as long as they can take out Dimitri and Azura, then the remaining 4 foes will be forced to advance without the power of a refresher to aid them. You can also break the Aether Amphore or Tactics room with this strategy to possibly get a split on the advancing enemies, with some advancing down the left and others going down the newly opened corridor on the right. The other big structural weakness is the building layout on the right-hand side. There are numerous places where you can stick a 2-range tank and break a structure, maybe the breakable block, maybe the Aether Fountain, and you will take hits from Lysithea, Thrasir, or both on the enemy phase and not have to engage the melee units at all. So it all kind of depends on what your team compositions look like. All in all, I would consider this to be a pretty free win for most players with well-set-up teams. So let's just go ahead and get into my approach. I will be deploying the Dragon Wagon against this setup. I'm going to take advantage of the weakness over here on the left-hand side by sticking Sothis in the range of both Dimitri and Azura. That will allow me to get Dimitri and Azura taken out, while the rest of the enemies are forced to advance without the Azura to back them up. So let me go ahead and actually get a refresh onto Sothis to get some penalties on Dimitri. And let's go ahead and call that a turn. So Dimitri and Azura, Dimitri probably first. Oh, no, Azura first. That's surprising. I would not have expected that. So she's going to go down pretty quickly. And then we'll have to see what I do with regard to the enemies, the remaining 4 enemies. They will start to advance. Currently, there's no way for them to go other than just out towards the left side. I'm thinking that with Regan over here, I can break the Amphore Canto away, and possibly, actually, yeah, maybe if I can have Naga moved over to the right, I may actually be able to get Thrasir to move that way instead, letting me pick her off. Actually, since Lysithea has dark spikes, she might go towards Regan. That would be interesting. I'd be interested to see that. Regardless, Edelgard is going to fall to Idun here for certain. So let's go ahead and take a look at this matchup. Oh yeah, that is not pretty for poor Edelgard. So let's take a look, see what the enemies do. Oh, interesting. They both go down, but Lysithea repositions Thrasir away. That's okay, as long as, yes, Regan is able to KO her in 2 hits. I guess it technically doesn't matter that it's 2 hits because she has Canto either way. Not activating Gale Force is a non-issue. Would have been nice. Would have been able to grab the Aether Fountain before running down. Let's see if I can continue baiting Thrasir over towards the right-hand side. As Duma continues, nuts. Thrasir decided to go ahead and use drawback on Duma. That should be fine. I can grab the fountain. Regan's fine where she is. Maybe she can get in on the action next turn. Although, let's see. Yeah. Sothis should be able to hit, or to take out the Thrasir with Sirius. Oh, well. Or without Sirius. I guess it looks like it doesn't even really matter. That's fine. And then Duma should advance. I actually wonder if he's going to go off towards Regan. No. Probably going to keep going down towards Plumeria. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's see here. Can I do in one shot? No, she cannot. Let me just go ahead and I'll just play the long game. Take him out on the enemy phase. That's actually nicer, slightly nicer because she's going to get her Aether activation and end the map at full HP. The second map is a prison-style setup with rally and restore elements. The map uses Zephiel as a bulky vanguard to dissuade player phase approaches and kind of try to punish teams that place their units on the defense tiles and just pray for a win. I do see a couple big weaknesses here. First off is Zephiel himself. He doesn't have distant counter or wary fighter, so any old armor buster should probably be able to take him out with relative ease. You can also execute hit and run attacks by, say, breaking the catapult and going after Duma, sniping him from over the infantry school. Or perhaps even, since this team doesn't really have that much firepower, you could probably even get away with just placing a bulky enough unit on the defense tiles and just ignore Zephiel. I don't really see that posing too much of an issue. Regardless, those are the weaknesses that I see for this map, so let's just go ahead and get into my approach. I will be fielding Dragon Wagon for this map. I'm actually going to go ahead and do a turn 1 initiation so I can eliminate the Ninian before her infantry pulse can give Alphonse's Open the Future. So let me go ahead and just get rolling with that. I will do a quick reposition. The Idun now is in place to take out the Zephiel with her armor effective damage. So let me actually go ahead and just kick things off with that. Maximize stat bonuses from ally support for when Sothis attacks Ninian. Not that I think it matters. She does have triangle advantage, and she gets her own special activation, Sirius, through the power of Special Fighter. So that matchup should not be any problem. Looks like she didn't even need the Sirius. So this will successfully prevent Alphonse from getting his Open the Future, and we will have to see how the enemy chooses to respond. I actually have no idea. we will see. So let's see here. What do I want to do with regards to my remaining 2 units? I think, yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. The Smite puts, actually it grants Idun the attack bonus from Flower of Plenty, and it grants Sothis the Flower of Plenty bonus plus drive attack plus distant guard. Not that she really needs distant guard. I would say Idun probably needs it. It's more useful on Idun. Except Alphonse just totally ignored. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So, oddly enough, in this case, I strongly suspect that unless the stat bonuses Alphonse would have gained, the attack bonus more specifically, that he would have gained from having a special ready, due to Imbued Coma, would have allowed him to deal at least 5 damage to Idun. I strongly suspect that even if he had Opened the Future, he wouldn't have attacked anyway, just because the rally prioritization rules would have made him want to do that instead. So that's a pretty interesting note here. I maybe didn't even need to
Over here?
Oh gosh, didn't even need to take out the Ninian first, although of course it is nice. So let's see here. I'm thinking, so no guidance on the Mirabilis, that's fine. I just wanted to see what would happen if I were to do a 2-hit KO. Let me actually just smite Plumeria up there. Fjorm is the only ranged unit remaining on the team, so this is perfectly safe. I can just leave her there. And Idun can finish off Fjorm. Mirabilis should attack. Actually, Mirabilis is probably going after Sothis. I don't actually know if Sothis is going to be able to net that KO. Mirabilis does have a lot of res. Oh, and Sothis is penalized by Bright Shrine. Oh, yeah. Nope. Okay, that is quite unfortunate, but we will have to live with it. And I should actually, kind of depends. I may be able to finish this off on the next turn.
You have my trust.
Sort of depends on. Sothis can take her out.
Yes.
Now let's just do this. I'll have Idun take out Mirabilis, and then do something about the Duma. And, well, let's see here, I kind of want to get that Aether Fountain, even though I guess this is my last battle of the season, but it's nice to get it. Let's just break it with Plumeria, and then move Sothis behind Idun, since she cannot take out the Duma at all. Okay, well, that's fine. Idun will get her Aether, heal up to full, and poor Duma will go down to finish off the map. And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raids Offense. Despite having a fairly easy season, I did quite enjoy being able to use the new 4 Mythic Dragon Wagon team. Actually, I used it for all of my battles this season, with their just massive stat advantages due to the plus 20 HP, and then I think since it's Altina, Regan, Plumeria, and Naga, that's 6 attack, 4 speed, and 5 defense on top of that. So on top of their already good stat lines, really. So that was pretty interesting. Next week we are going back into Light Season. I will be using Freya as my bonus unit again. I'm quite interested to see that she's still in that rotation. Regardless, that's all I have for you this week. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.